Hello, 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 ladies. Today, I wanted to share a message with you about practicing self love, just to come in and remind you about self love. I am Lavette Love, the CEO and founder of Love Life Legacy Coaching. So, self love, we know what self love is, right? We know that it's important and why. And we understand that confidence and self awareness go together. They're married together and are all about loving ourselves. But some of us may be wondering how to actually start practicing self love on a regular basis. What can we do to begin to internalize new messages and get rid of those Mm, pesky naysayers for once and for all? So, I want to share with you some steps that will help you cultivate self love on a more ongoing basis. The first tip is to focus on the here and the now. Too often, we find ourselves looking back at the past with longing or waiting for someday, right? It's hard to love yourself today in the present and love your life when you don't appreciate what you have right now in this moment. We have to center ourselves on the present and be mindful and practice gratitude and quick ways to cultivate appreciation for what we have right now. The life you have right now is still a present, it's still a blessing. It may not look like what we envisioned it to look or what we thought it was going to look like, but it's still something to be grateful for. The next tip or strategy that I would share is to work on your goals. Setting goals that reflect what your values are will help you feel that you're living a life on purpose, right? We want to walk in our assignment. We want to live on purpose. We want to know that we're taking real steps toward growing as the person that we want to become, right? That's getting us closer to those desires and dreams that we have. So we have to proactively use our time rather than just absentmindedly go with the flow, putting out fires and just going about. We can't move about without a plan. We can't be, if you think about if you're at work, if you've ever been in a work environment where you feel like, there's something going wrong all the time, you're in a more reactive state instead of being more proactive. Basically, meaning you haven't put plans into place to deal with situations that arise. And we don't want to be reactive in our lives. We want to have goals in place. We want to be working towards something. And we don't want to create these huge goals. We want to create small, measurable, achievable, realistic goals with a set time and deadline that we can make in chunks that we can just work on, take bites of them, right? Remember? The next, did you know that boundaries are a part of self care? Write that in your journal. Boundaries are important to my self care. I'm going to say it again. Boundaries are important to my self care. So, for those of you that are watching this now, and for those of you that will watch the replay, please comment and let me know your thoughts about boundaries. Do you have boundaries? Do you have them put in place? Do people respect your boundaries? Do you make it known that people should respect your boundaries? Do you request that your boundaries are respected? That's the question. Setting boundaries means that you put yourself and your needs first. Sometimes, come on, we got to start putting ourselves first. Self love, self care is all about our personal development. This is a healthy approach to life, and it will ensure that we have energy to take care of the things that matter most to us. Saying no to toxic relationships and toxic environments, And unnecessary obligations will keep your spirit free and positive and keep you from becoming burnt out. You have to set those boundaries. The next strategy is taking care of yourself. And I know it can be difficult to set aside time for your self care, for your self love, but it's time. We're going to do that. We're going to start putting ourselves first today. Yes, we're in a busy world. We are living through a pandemic. We are surviving in a pandemic. Things may not look how we want them to look. Situations may have changed. And sadly, we may have lost loved ones and people we dearly care for during this pandemic. But one thing we should have learned through this pandemic is about taking care of ourselves, right? Take care of yourself. This is so true when you've gotten into the habit of putting yourself where? To the last, to the back of the line. You're taking care of your spouse, your kids, everybody else. And when you look at that list, do you even see your name on the list? Is your name on the list? Is it at the bottom or did you even make it on the page? If you want to experience true self love, you need to start giving yourself a higher priority. It's okay. You're not being selfish. Be selfish. If you consider it selfish, be selfish. You have the right. Your self care is important, it is critical. You can do this by eating well, exercising, taking time for a hobby or a craft, pampering yourself, any activity that focuses on your well being. That's something that you enjoy to do. So figure out what are those things that you like to do. Maybe it's something you used to love to do, and because of taking care of others, you've gotten away from it. Go back and pull that stuff out. The final strategy that I will share about how to practice self care, self love, rather, is forgiving yourself. We must learn to forgive ourselves to truly love ourselves. So, pen to journal, you must learn to forgive yourself to truly love yourself. To write it in your journal, write, I must learn to forgive myself to truly love myself because we all make mistakes. Yes, we're human. We're going to make mistakes. Now, some mistakes can be serious and maybe life altering, but we have to allow ourselves understanding and care regarding those things. It still shows that we're worthy. We're not less than. It doesn't mean that we're quitters. It doesn't mean we won't get back up. It's just we're human, but we shouldn't get stuck in it. That's a critical and crucial lesson on the road to embracing self love. Those were some examples that I want you to begin to practice of self love. I will repeat them. Strategy one was focus on the here and now. Two, work on your goals. Strategy three, set boundaries. Strategy four, take care of yourself. Strategy five, forgive yourself. In the beginning, as you begin this process, it may seem overwhelming. So do not try to do all of this at one time. Try one strategy at a time because it's a process, right? It's going to take time, effort, and practice. And a journey is something that takes a period of time. It's not overnight. It's like weight loss. We didn't gain the weight in 24 hours. We're not going to lose it in 24 hours. It's like getting out of debt. You didn't get in debt quickly. You're not going to get out of it quickly unless you have a rich relative that leaves you a fortune or you win the lottery. So, ladies, I want you to heed these strategies. I want you to feel good about practicing self-love, about putting yourself first because you deserve it. You deserve it. And just think about how much greater you'll feel your energy level, your families will appreciate you more because you'll be able to pour into them the way differently because you're positive, your attitude is different, you're healthier. That weight is lifted off your shoulder. But you have to make the decision to want to do it. You have to be intentional. It's self-love is a decision that you make every day. You get up and you have to decide, I'm going to practice self love today. You make that decision over and over again. You make that decision until it becomes a habit. So, ladies, I hope you enjoy this message, and I look forward to hearing your comments about the strategies that you will be using to practice self love. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.